How's it going, everyone? Chris here, and welcome back to another Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Countdown video. We only have 12 days left until the game's release on December 7th, and today we're going to be taking a look at the evidence for Doomslayer in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as a DLC character. As always, and I cannot stress this enough, just because there is all of this evidence for Doomslayer in Smash, that does not mean he is 100% confirmed to be in the game, so make sure you take all of this evidence with a grain of salt and realize that I'm talking about this just for fun. If you'd like to read along while I talk, I will leave a link to the original PowerPoint in the description bar down below, and now, with all that out of the way, I have to tell you guys where this came from. So guys, like usual, this was made by another one of my subscribers and sent in to me on my Discord channel. So if you guys want to go ahead and join up my Discord channel, you'll be able to talk to me and 2,300 other people about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate all the time, and it's just really awesome, so I hope to see all of you guys there. And now, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about the evidence for Doomslayer in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Special shout out to you, Josh K, this PowerPoint is awesome. The Doomslayer rips and tears into Smash. Out of all the possible third-party representatives, the Doomslayer is one that remains the most unique and most controversial. This demon-slaying machine first made his Nintendo debut in 1995 with the port of Doom on the SNES, and later Doom 2 Hell on Earth on the Game Boy Advance in 2002. Not to mention the 1997 Nintendo 64 exclusive Doom 64, and most recently in 2017 with Doom 2016 releasing on Nintendo Switch and plans for its sequel, Doom Eternity, to release in 2019. Doom Eternal, I'm sorry. So why should the Doomslayer be included in Smash? Well, let's begin. Before we go any farther, guys, I always thought that he was the Doomguy. I always thought that was his name, because people call him Doomguy all the time, but I guess his name's Doomslayer. I really know nothing about Doom, so once again, I'm glad we have all of this evidence. He's most likely Bethesda's Newcomer. With franchises such as The Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Doom, Wolfenstein, Dishonored, Quake, Rage, and Starfield under their belt, Bethesda is probably one of the biggest and well-known AAA developers, with Dishonored, Quake, Starfield, and Rage not being as well known as the other titles, Wolfenstein being too controversial with Nazi imagery and all, and The Elder Scrolls and Fallout not having as much of an impact on gaming history. Doom stands to be the most likely candidate for a Bethesda rep. Now, Elder Scrolls and Fallout both have a significant impact in gaming history, but at the same time, I guess Doom has been around a lot longer, and it seems like Sakurai likes to go for those legacy characters for third party like Sonic and Pac-Man and Cloud, so I guess I could totally see Doomguy. Will Bethesda get a rep? Probably. An article written on September 13th for Nintendo Life's website dictates talks between Bethesda and Nintendo, where future Nintendo exclusives as well as Smash were brought up. Ever since Doom in 2016 was ported to the Nintendo Switch in 2017, Bethesda's support for Nintendo has skyrocketed, promoting ports of Skyrim, Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, and even confirmation of future titles such as Wolfenstein Young Blood and Doom Eternal to be heading to the Switch as well. So, if Bethesda wants this hype train of support to continue, why not put a rep in Smash? Doom's history on Nintendo platforms. While it's not necessary, it has been a universally unspoken rule that if a character should be in Smash, they should at least have one game on a Nintendo console. Thankfully, out of all Bethesda franchises, Doom has the most games on Nintendo platforms, starting with Doom on the SNES back in 1995, Doom 64 on the Nintendo 64 in 1997, Doom 2 Hell on Earth on the Game Boy Advance in 2002, Doom 2016 on the Switch in 2017, and now Doom Eternal confirmed to launch on all platforms, including the Switch in 2019. Not to mention that due to Doom in 2016, Bethesda has been avidly supporting the Switch. Smash Ultimate DLC. At this point, if the Doomslayer were to be included into Smash, he would be included as a DLC character. Unlike last time, Nintendo will be the ones deciding the characters, not Sakurai, although he will be the one giving the yes or no decision. seeing how Bethesda's support for the Switch as of recently has prompted other third-party developers to port and develop games for the Switch, Nintendo could repay that favor by including the Doomslayer in Smash, as a thanks to both Bethesda for giving Nintendo a chance and Panic Button, who helped develop the ports for many of the third-party Switch titles. So why the Doomslayer? While it may have been my first choice for a Bethesda rep, for others, characters such as the Dragonborn from the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, Vault Boy from the Fallout series, and BJ from the Wolfenstein series were theirs. Some would even prefer him in games such as Mortal Kombat or Soul Calibur, where his rated M nature can be used freely. But Smash stands as a celebration of gaming's biggest icons and their history. Thankfully, the Doomslayer and Doom as a franchise holds more history not just with Nintendo, but with the gaming industry as a whole. Also, his moveset would be the most unique, as he could use his wide variety of guns alongside his destructive melee attacks. Besides, it wouldn't be the first time an M-rated character has made their way into Smash. It must also be stated that spirits for Bethesda characters haven't been seen in the game as of lately. Why not the Dragonborn, Vault Boy, or BJ? Dragonborn. Out of all of the Bethesda reps, this one would make the most sense. Skyrim introduced the gaming industry to a truly open world. This influence led to more games to become as open as Skyrim. Even Nintendo took notes while making their first open world game, Zelda Breath of the Wild. However, Doom holds an even higher achievement, as it truly introduced the world to the first-person shooter genre of games. Also, Nintendo would only have to make 1 or 2 models for the Doomslayer, unlike the multiple Dragonborn would have to represent each race and class. Vault Boy. Much like the Dragonborn, Vault Boy also stands as a viable option for a Bethesda rep in Smash. However, there's one thing holding him back. No main title Fallout games have been released, nor plan to be released on Nintendo platforms, the only exception being the free-to-play spin-off game Fallout Shelter. So from a business standpoint, putting the Doomslayer in Smash would benefit Bethesda and Nintendo even more, as newcomers would be inclined to play the Switch ports of Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal after seeing the Doomslayer in Smash. This is another one of those points I do highly agree with, because a lot of times if you see a character in Smash, you are going to want to play their source games. I know for me that's at least what happened with Pit and Kid Icarus. BJ. Also coming from ID Software is BJ Blazkowicz from the Wolfenstein franchise. Much like the Doomslayer, BJ2 helped introduce the world to the first-person shooter genre of games. But there's one thing that's holding BJ back, which is also what defines him as a character: Nazis. In the Wolfenstein games, BJ rips and tears through the hordes of Nazi soldiers in an alternate timeline where the Axis powers won World War II. This imagery would be subject to controversy, seeing as how Nintendo had to remove the Native American imagery from one of Mr. Game & Watch's attack animations. Thankfully, demons are more tolerable than Nazis, so less censorship would be needed. What would have to change? As seen with Snake in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, he wasn't allowed to use his guns, not even his tranquilizer pistol. But seeing as how Bayonetta was able to keep her guns, I do believe a compromise can be made. The Doomslayer would be able to use guns that either shoot energy or explosive, but not bullets or shells. So his assault rifle, chain gun, super shotgun, and chainsaw would have to be cut, but the weapons that remain would be detailed into his moveset, which I'll explain later. Also, levels that take place in Hell wouldn't make it in, so levels on Mars and in the UAC facilities would be prioritized. As for demons, imps, prowlers, pinkies, catacodemons, barons, and the cyber demon would be included, as these aren't too frightening and graphic as some of the others. Finally, satanic imagery such as pentagrams and crosses would be removed, and any blood and gore would be removed as well. If these guidelines can be followed, then the Doomslayer would be ready for Smash. The Slayer's appearance. Out of all the looks the Doomslayer has took on, his Predator suit from Doom 2016 would stand to be his most iconic design. However, much like Cloud, Bayonetta, and Link, the Doomslayer could benefit from having two variations. One would be his Predator suit from Doom 2016, and the other could be a modernized design of his classic Doomguy armor from the original Doom. Whether he would have 7 Predator suits and 1 Doomguy alt, or 4 Predator suits and 4 Doomguy alts, his design should be iconic yet recognizable. Gimmicks. What makes a character special in Smash is how they play and what gimmicks they bring, like Pokemon Trainer's ability to switch between 3 Pokemon simultaneously, or Cloud's Limit Break mechanic. For the Doomslayer, his main gimmick would be that his attacks do more damage while in motion/airborne rather than stationary. While mobile, his attacks would do more damage but have less knockback, but while stationary, his attacks would do less damage but have higher knockback. Finally, he would be as fast as Captain Falcon, but also as heavy as Ganondorf. Attacks. A lot of the Doomslayer's attacks will be a mix of brutal melee attacks and blasts from his array of weapons. For his base attacks, aerials, and grabs, they would be a mix of melee attacks followed up with a blast from his pistol. For his tilts, they would utilize his combat shotgun, Gauss cannon, and heat blast. For his specials, his plasma rifle would serve as his neutral, while his rocket launcher would serve as his left and right specials. For his recovery, he could grab the mod bot and fling himself upwards, all while throwing the bot downwards, causing it to explode on impact. For his down special, he could perform a glory counter, where he would dodge an opponent's attack while attacking them in a glory kill-like manner. Finally, his final smash would be a devastating blast from the BFG 9000, but it would be shot from a first-person perspective as it were in his own game. Stage and music. Stage. Since Hell might be too graphic and controversial of a stage, a mobile stage of the Advanced Weaponry Division that takes you from the outside of the AWD to the Argent Energy Tower where the Cyber Demon waits as a stage hazard. Music. A few of the Mick Gordon tracks may remain, while the Nintendo may remix others into medleys and updated versions of songs from the older games. Summary. Due to recent cooperation between Bethesda and Nintendo, as well as Nintendo deciding who will get into Smash Ultimate as DLC, it wouldn't be too far of a stretch to hope for the Doomslayer to represent Bethesda in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Although he would have to undergo slight changes, much like Snake in Brawl, he would be an interesting fighter who will carry the history of Bethesda as well as the first-person shooter genre as a whole with him. As for rating, I give him a 45% chance of getting in, while some third-party characters like Banjo and Crash have higher chances of getting in. The Doomslayer to me still stands as a viable and recognizable option. So guys, that is the complete PowerPoint. I just want to say thank you once again to the person who made this, and I will be pinning their comment in the description, I will be pinning their comment in the comment section as long as they comment, so make sure you leave a comment and it will be pinned. So make sure you say thank you to him and also go subscribe to his channel because this was a great PowerPoint. Overall, do I believe that Doomguy is going to make it in? Honestly, at this point, yes I do. I think that all of the points he provided were amazing, and I think that since we have characters like Snake and Bayonetta from M-rated games, that really doesn't hold the Doomslayer back, so I think that he definitely does have a very good chance to make it into Smash. But what do you guys think? Do you guys believe that Doomslayer has a chance to make it into Smash, and would you be happy if he did? Why or why not? Thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, share, and like, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.